Alright, all of you. So we have the next one. Oral contraceptive pills or OC pills. थोड़ा सा लॉजिक मैंने आपको बताया था when we had done menstrual cycle reproduction. Third, oral administration of small doses of progesterone or progesterone estrogen combination is a contraceptive method used by females. So pills are containing either progesterone or progesterone and estrogen combination. So these are called as estrogen progesterone combination pills. They are used in the form of tablets and are popularly called as pills. Pills have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle. And then after a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs, it has to be repeated in the same pattern till the female desires to prevent conception. They inhibit ovulation and implantation as well as alter the quality of the cervical mucus to prevent retard entry of the sperms. What will an OC pill do and how are OC pills taken? Oral contraceptive pills are a combination of estrogen and progesterone. You go to a chemist, they will give you one strip of 28 tablets. 28 tablets. 21 tablets are pink and are estrogen progesterone combination pills. 7 pills are brown. They are iron tablets. And what do you do? How does the lady take it? She gets first day of her periods. First day she gets her periods. Immediately she starts taking the pink color tablets of estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen progesterone tablets will start going in her, and what will estrogen progesterone do? For 21 days she takes the pill. That means her estrogen progesterone levels become high. Estrogen progesterone become high will give her negative feedback and the level of FSH and LH will become low. If FSH becomes low, primordial follicle cannot become secondary follicle. If LH becomes low, secondary follicle cannot become graphene follicle, and LH is low, so ovulation will not take place. Ovulation will not take place means fertilization will not take place, and that is the way estrogen progesterone tablets keep estrogen progesterone levels high, give negative feedback, keep level of FSH LH low. FSH भी होगा तो follicle will not enlarge, LH भी होगा तो ovulation will not take place, and fertilization and pregnancy will not take place. Also, high amount of progesterone makes the endometrium very hard, and implantation will not take place, and the cervix will give out a lot of mucus and form a mucus plug, so sperms cannot enter into the fallopian tube. So ovulation nahi hoga, implantation nahi hoga, and cervical mucus will get collected as a mucus plug and not allow sperms to enter the fallopian tube. This is the way OC pills are taken. But sir, what about menstruation? अगर एंडोमेट्रियम आपने एस्ट्रोजन प्रोजेस्टेरोन पिल्स कंटिन्यूअसली आपने ली, तो जब तक एस्ट्रोजन प्रोजेस्टेरोन लेवल्स आर हाई, एंडोमेट्रियम विल कीप ऑन स्वेलिंग एंड एंडोमेट्रियम विल नॉट बर्स्ट. एंड अगर एंडोमेट्रियम स्वेल होता ही रहेगा और बर्स्ट नहीं होगा, one day by own weight of blood vessels the endometrium will burst, and that will lead to a lot of bleeding or hemorrhage will take place. So massive hemorrhage हो सकता है. So a lady cannot have continuous swelling of endometrium and then hemorrhage, bleeding one day because of weight of blood vessels. तो इसलिए tablets कितने दिन देते हैं? 21 days. 21 days the tablets are given, and estrogen progesterone will inhibit ovulation, and then the endometrium will swell, and then 21 days later she takes 7 days the brown colored iron tablets. तो आयरन टैबलेट लेंगे, एंडोमेट्रियम को अब ईस्ट्रोजन प्रोजेस्टेरॉन नहीं मिलेगा, सो एंडोमेट्रियम विल रप्चर and menstruation will take place, blood will go out, but it will not contain the unfertilized egg because ovulation तो हुआ ही नहीं था. So no ovulation and still menstruation takes place. So menstruation minus ovulation minus the unfertilized egg will pass out, and this is an excellent method. So sir, आपने iron tablets दी, iron tablets will increase the blood hemoglobin level. If you remember, she has just had menstruation, so blood loss हुआ है, so 7 days iron tablets will help in maintaining the hemoglobin level high, prevent anemia. So sir, 21 days Contraceptive लेनी है, estrogen progesterone, prevent ovulation. 7 days Contraceptive लेनी है, iron tablets. Why? So estrogen progesterone become low and endometrium ruptures. There is menstruation without ovulation, and this is an excellent method. This is one of the most popular methods called as oral contraceptive pills. आजकल इंडिया में एक excellent नया लॉजिक आया है, एक मेडिसिन है called as सहेली, and सहेली is made by the Indian Institute in Lucknow. So the Institute of Drug Administration in Lucknow has made Saheli. Saheli is a non-estrogen, non-progesterone contraceptive pill. It does not have estrogen and progesterone, and this tablet is a synthetic pill which is given once a week. So OC pills are to be given every day, and Saheli is given once a week. Saheli ये आपके बुक्स में दिया नहीं है, तो इसे लिख लेना अलग से, write it down in a book all of y'all. Saheli acts on the endometrium, and endometrium से it will block estrogen receptors. It will block estrogen receptors, and as estrogen receptors are blocked, it will prevent implantation. It will prevent implantation. It will prevent implantation by blocking the estrogen receptors. So by blocking estrogen receptors, it will prevent implantation, and that is the way Saheli works, blocks estrogen receptors and prevents implantation. So इस तरह से Saheli the weekly pill is used, and progesterone alone or in combination with estrogen is used by females as injections or implants under the skin. आजकल implants मिलने लगे हैं, so sir, it's a nice logic. In Brazil, Russia, China, Germany, you're having implants made जो अभी इंडिया में भी लेके आते हैं. These implants are small packets containing estrogen and progesterone, and skin में cut किया जाता है. That implant is put under the skin of the forearm and it is stitched back again. That implant will keep on giving small doses of estrogen progesterone every day. Estrogen progesterone will remain high all the time, negative feedback, FSH LH will remain low all the time, and ovulation will not take place, and one implant will last for 1 year. तो 1 साल तक आपको टेंशन नहीं है कि आपको प्रेगनेंसी हो सकती है. So OC pills are to be taken every day. Saheli pill is taken once a week, and implants are effective for 1 year, and that is the way everything is taken care of. And sir, then we have administration of estrogen progesterone combination IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been very effective as an emergency contraceptive pill, also called as I-pill. Suppose a lady has had a rape, very unfortunately she had a rape, or a husband-wife have sex and she forgets to take the pill, so casual unprotected intercourse has happened and rape hua hai ya casual intercourse has happened, then sir, suppose the lady fears that she has become pregnant, she could have become pregnant, what is she supposed to do? Within 72 hours of having the sexual intercourse, she takes in an I-pill. An I-pill is an emergency contraceptive pill. And how does an I-pill work? An I-pill is a very high amount of progesterone. So progesterone level becomes suddenly very high. High progesterone will give a negative feedback and the level of LH will instantly become less. And LH अगर instantly कम हो जाएगा, then corpus luteum will instantly shrink to become corpus albicans. And estrogen progesterone will become less and the endometrium will burst, and that will help in abortion of the fetus. This pill is to be taken within 3 days or 72 hours. Why, sir? Because if fertilization takes place within 3 days, it forms a morula and drops on the endometrium, and then it will start giving HCG, and HCG will act as a substitute for LH and maintain the corpus luteum. So आपका logic of giving I-pill was what? Very high amount of progesterone gives a negative feedback, LH becomes less and corpus luteum shrinks to form corpus albicans. So you have to give progesterone high, LH low and make luteum become albicans before HCG acts on the corpus luteum. तो HCG एक बार corpus luteum पे act करेगा तो low LH का फर्क नहीं पड़ता, HCG will stimulate corpus luteum and pregnancy will continue. So before HCG acts on the corpus luteum, make the corpus luteum become corpus albicans by giving high amount of progesterone and reducing the level of LH and making the luteum become albicans. What is this pill called as? A 72-hour pill, also called as an emergency contraceptive pill, also called as an I-pill. So इस तरह से I-pills are effective. Ninth method called as contraception. And then we have surgical methods of sterilization. Third, sterilization or surgical method are two methods which block gamete transport and prevent conception. Males में एक ऑपरेशन होता है called as vasectomy और females में एक ऑपरेशन होता है called as tubectomy. So what is vasectomy or tubectomy? In vasectomy, males में on either side we make a cut in the vas deferens and then we roll the vas deferens to the opposite side and suture it. Make a cut in the vas deferens, roll the vas deferens on the upper side and suture it. So vas deferens यहाँ suture हो गया, यहाँ suture हो गया, which means sperms are produced by testes. Spermatogenesis takes place, but sperm cannot possibly pass through these cut ends into the other side, and that means when ejaculation takes place, semen will be without sperms. So इस तरह से sperms या vas deferens में रुक जाएंगे and sperms remain alive for about 3 days. After 3 days the sperms will die. WBCs will come and phagocytose all these sperms and sperms cannot enter into the urethra and will not get ejaculated. So this means sterile semen is given. Question is, after a vasectomy, will the male get an erection? Yes. Erection has got nothing to do with vas deferens. It just depends on the stimulation of the glans penis. If glans penis is stimulated, erection will take place. Will he get ejaculation? Yes. Seminal vesicles, prostate gland, Cowper's gland will continue producing semen and ejaculation will take place. ejaculation takes place, but semen will be without any sperm. Semen में sperms पास नहीं होंगे, sterile semen is given out. So this is a beautiful technique called as vasectomy. And females, you do a tubectomy, in which same thing like mass difference, fallopian tube से cut किया जाता है, and the egg is now in the fallopian tube, and it is vas differences. Sorry, the fallopian tube is sutured on the opposite side. तो सर ये fallopian tube थी, अब fallopian tube को आपने इस तरह suture कर दिया और fallopian tube को आपने इस तरह suture कर दिया, तो we have sutured the fallopian tube on either side, and sir that means now egg will pass and egg will get collected at the tip of the fallopian tube here. Sperms will pass here, but sperms will get collected at the tip of the fallopian tube here. Means sperms possibly cannot enter the egg, and that means fertilization will not take place. Egg will die within 2 to 3 days, sperms die within 2 to 3 days, and they get phagocytosed. So this way a tubectomy is done, and that means she will have no chance of fertilization. Will she have menstruation? Yes, she will have menstruation. Ovary के अंदर ovarian cycle होती रहेगी. Corpus luteum will give out progesterone, estrogen. Progesterone will prepare endometrium. High progesterone will give negative feedback. LH will become low, and corpus luteum will shrink to form corpus albicans. Estrogen, progesterone become less. Endometrium will burst. Endometrium will burst, menstruation takes place, but there is no egg to combine with it. So menstruation minus the egg, क्योंकि egg तो fallopian tube में block हो गया था, तो egg नहीं आएगा, बाकी menstruation होता रहेगा. So after a vasectomy, male will get ejaculation minus sperms, and after a tubectomy, female will get menstruation minus the egg, and this is the best method. Surgical sterilization, इसके कोई side effects नहीं होते हैं. Taking estrogen progesterone pills for a very long time can result in breast cancer. Taking IUDs, intrauterine device, COPD, can sometimes rupture the uterus and cause disturbances in the uterus. So rather than taking OC pills, rather than going in for IUDs, the best method is going in for a sterilization operation. Not giving you books, but I have a nice question for you. Which one is better, a tubectomy or a vasectomy? Vasectomy. ट्यूबेक्टमी के लिए आपको यूटरस का abdominal cavity आपको ओपन करना पड़ता है, and once you do a surgery in the abdominal cavity there is a chance of infection. But vasectomy is simple. This is the scrotal sac. Just make a cut in the scrotal sac, get to the spermatic cord outside the abdominal cavity, open the spermatic cord and cut it outside. So sir, you don't have to open the abdominal cavity. Scrotal sac से ही cut करके inguinal canal आने से पहले ही आप vas deferens को cut करके ligate कर सकते हो. And a good thing is a vasectomy is reversible. A tubectomy is irreversible. So once a tubectomy is done, you cannot bring back the fallopian tube because ciliary movements in the fallopian tube have gone once the tubectomy is done. But a vasectomy, suppose the couple desires after a few years, we want to have one more child, then you can open the scrotum again, scrotum को cut करके, bring back the two cut ends, remove these ligatures, आपने जो ligate किया उसको cut कर दो और cut ends को वापस से जोड़ के उनको restitch किया जाता है, and now sperms will enter into the urethra and ejaculation will take place. So a vasectomy is reversible, so it's much better than doing a tubectomy. And we have a very important logic. medical termination of pregnancy called as MTP. Sir, what is an MTP? A medical termination of pregnancy called as an MTP. MTP is in simple English called as an abortion. तो abortion को MPT कहते हैं, and sir, an MTP, a medical termination of pregnancy, is also called as an abortion. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts for 1/5 of the total conceived pregnancies in a year. So 1/5 pregnancies are aborted. That's a huge number, around 45 to 50 million. Massive number of MTPs are being carried out. And sir, MTP has a significant role in decreasing the population, though it is not meant for decreasing population. You use other methods. MTPs are only when the couple does not desire to have a child. तो MTP किया जा सकता है. So suppose a couple is taking OC pill, the lady forgets to take the pill, she forgets to take an I pill, and she becomes pregnant. Then sir, you go to a gynecologist and say, we are the husband and wife, we both made a mistake, we were observing OC pill method or condom method, something went wrong and my wife has become pregnant. Take the sign of the husband, take the sign of the wife, both of them sign, we don't want to have the child, as the father, as the mother, and then they do an abortion. So एक abortion किया जाता है. In 1971, abortion was legalized in India. इंडिया में अबॉर्शन लीगलाइज किया गया है 1971 के अंदर. एंड हाउ इज एन अबॉर्शन डन? पहले के जमाने में डायलिटेशन एंड क्यूराटेज. Dilatation and curettage means you would dilate the vagina, dilate the cervix, put in a scalpel. एक scalpel एक needle जैसा, एक knife जैसा पार्ट डाल के जहाँ implantation हुआ है वहाँ उसको कट किया जाता था. So the fetus would be cut off from the endometrium and it would abort out. Nowadays, much better going for a laser assisted abortion. तो vagina और uterus को open किया जाता है and you do sonography from outside. You can see the fetus from outside. Laser beams are passed with the help of a probe. एक पेंसिल जैसा प्रोब होता है, उसमें से लेजर बीम पास किया जाता है. Laser beams will burn away the embryo and that means that abortion has successfully taken place. But one thing important, an abortion is allowed only in the first trimester up to 4 months of pregnancy only. Do we remember in the 5th month the fetus starts moving, and that means after the 4th month the baby move होना start कर देती है at the 5th month, beginning of the 5th month. That means now the baby is alive and now an abortion is not allowed. It is not ethically allowed. This is a living child. You cannot do the abortion now. So it is legalized to do an abortion, but do the abortion only in the first trimester. What exceptions can be done to this? अगर आपको मालूम पड़ता है that this was a rape case and the lady was raped, she did not desire to have the child, or the lady is mentally retarded, or you do amniocentesis, which we had talked about before. You find the child has got Down syndrome or a chromosomal defect, or you find out the lady has become HIV positive, she is infected with the AIDS virus, then you allow abortion in any stage. So otherwise normally only in first trimester, but in case of a rape or in case of mental retardation or in case of HIV infection or in case of Down syndrome or any chromosomal defect, an MTP is allowed at any stage. Otherwise allowed only in the first trimester. And one thing you will be careful that there are many unqualified quacks who do amniocentesis for sex determination. So sir, आपके fetus के अंदर, do you remember this is the uterus and sir this is the fetus. ये fetus है and sir here we have umbilical cord and placenta and ये है fetus. And do you remember we can put in a needle, check the cells of the amnion and chorion and put it under the microscope, and if we find that there are 21st 3 chromosomes, then that is called as Down syndrome. याद है all of you? ये हमने सिखाया था. So that is called Down syndrome. So that is called amniocentesis. One other thing you can do is by amniocentesis, look out for something called as a bar body. A bar body is screened. So sir, take the cells and sir, amnion chorion का cell आपने देखा, cell के अंदर अगर XY क्रोमोसोम होता है, तो X chromosome and Y chromosome are just near each other. But if it is XX chromosome, now one X chromosome will remain in the nucleus and becomes the functional X chromosome. The other X chromosome gets repelled and it squeezes near the nucleus and nuclear membrane को touch करता है, and that is called as a bar body. तो उसे bar body कहते हैं. तो XY condition में nothing is seen near the nuclear envelope because both X and Y remain in the nucleus. But X होगा, then the other X chromosome will get repelled and sticks to the nuclear membrane and is called as a bar body. So if you do amniocentesis and you detect a bar body, then sir, a bar body detected indicates it's a female child. And if the bar body is not seen, it is a male child. Now this can be done by amniocentesis, or nowadays you can do a sonography and find out if the penis is there, it's a male child. If penis is not there, it's a female child. Then an abortion is illegal. Any radiologist, any doctor who reveals the sex of the child to the parents, it is considered illegal, and an abortion in that case is not allowed at all. So you cannot have sex determination and then do an abortion, otherwise that will lead to a lot of socio-economic problems, lot of medical issues. So sir, ऐसे condition में abortion allowed नहीं होता है. You can't do amniocentesis, you can't do sonography and then abort a child. So I hope you have understood this well, all of you. Today's topic is extremely important. 100% in the NEET exam आपको एक क्वेश्चन आज के टॉपिक में से आएगा ही आएगा. So you can assure yourself of getting those 4 marks. Read this part thoroughly, all of you. Okay? Take care. See you all soon. Bye bye.